Hey guys, sorry it cut off. We did it a long time. We did like 25 minutes. I had to delete some podcasts, a few of the videos. So yeah, we're gonna discuss a few more things and then rate it out of 10, the documentary. So so a few things we're gonna discuss is. So we were on about the last thing we were talking about was Benoit's son, wasn't we?
I think so.
Yeah. So, with Benoit, I have a lot of sympathy for him because he lost his brother, his stepmom, and his dad to obviously suicide. So, I have a lot of empathy for him, but I think sometimes he don't help himself, does he? Like when he's saying, he's going to use his dad's theme song, he's also said stuff like he's going to wear his dad's wrestling gear. He's going to use his moves like the crossface. So he basically wants to be like a copycat of his dad. He still idolises his dad.
Great moment.
And yeah, and I think I'm all for him if he wanted to be a wrestler and to achieve his dream. But the Benoit name is gonna be a massive problem for him, wouldn't it, if he did become a wrestler?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it would. It would, because of what happened. People won't want to deal with that last name, and he looks like him as well. So, yeah, we're not saying he's gonna kill people. We're not saying he's a bad person. From interviews and from what I hear of other people who's dealt with him, I heard he's a nice guy. I heard he's a decent guy. David Benoit, I'm on about. No,
Okay.
he's dad.
Okay.
David.
Okay.
Yeah. So I've heard people have said he's a really good guy. And yeah, he seems a decent lad. But if he was a wrestler, I think he should maybe go with his mother's name, second name. Not Benoit. The other, whatever his mother's second name is.
Or go with a mask.
That would help, I'd say. But yeah, he don't help himself, and he shouldn't get shit off anyone, in my opinion, because he's done nothing wrong.
I'm not sure that he did.
No, yeah, they give him a lot of shit, and I hope you don't send him stuff, because I wouldn't be happy with you if you did.
I don't send shit to people.
Yeah. But yeah, I think whoever does that are scum. They shouldn't target him. They shouldn't take their frustration out on him. He's done nothing wrong, and it's not his fault what happened. It's nothing to do with him. So yeah, but yeah, but so we're gonna rate it out of 10 in a minute. But you want to talk about the conspiracy theories then? We touched on it. Do you want to talk about it?
I guess for a minute.
We get it done, yeah. So
I think it's a little shit.
So there's other conspiracy theories with this, and what we were talking about before it cut off is we didn't believe it at first because we thought it was bullshit, and then when we seen all the news about it and the reports in the paper and that, and then we did. But yeah, it's a hard situation. It's hard to talk about, but there is some people who think there's more to the story, don't they? They don't believe what's reported. They think there's more to the tragedy.
But conspiracy theorists will always just try and change the outcome because they can't accept what happened. So there's always
to the few what is out there. So there's a call, what Chavo Guerrero said, where he's on the phone to Benoit, and then Benoit answered the door and there was a scuffle. Do you think the scuffle with Benoit was someone who Benoit had a problem with? Do you think someone came to the house and they had a scuffle with him? Because apparently he was on the phone, Benoit answered the door, and there was a scuffle between them, between whoever went to the door. So someone could have gone to the door who he had an issue with, and then an altercation came there. So we don't know that because there was no cameras at the time near the property.
There's no proof to that.
There's no proof to that happening because there's no. But I've heard the story that Chavo said in an interview, and David Benoit said it in an interview with Chris Van Vliet, that there was a call with Chavo. Benoit hung up the phone because there was a scuffle between him and someone else. So that could lead to, was there intruders that night? Was someone breaking in, or someone who he had beef with come to the house and something happened? So that, but there's some kind of scuffle apparently on a video, on a call. So that's out there. And then there's other conspiracies like Benoit was being followed. They think he was involved in gangs, possibly, and he might have earned them money, and that's why people were following him. So there's theories like that, isn't there? And but this is what gangs would do, though. They would follow your routine. They would follow what you do.
I think it's too far fetched for it.
Yeah, they would follow you where you go, what you do. And then plan to take you out if they do want to take you out. So there's that theory, isn't there?
I think people just try and make up things.
But there's that theory of that it's out there. A lot of people think that. I'm just saying what conspiracies are, and we're talking about it. So there's the conspiracy of, that they got killed, then they killed him, and they put the towel around his neck and hung him to make it look like he killed himself, and then his kid and Nancy, and then that takes the heat away from the other people who did it. So some people think that happened.
I know, but
A lot of people think that happened, mate. A lot. It ain't just one or two. I've seen that theory. A lot of people have said that. A lot of people do think that's what happened.
We're taught people want to believe what they want to believe.
Some people think he's innocent, and some people think he never did it, and they think there's no proof that he did it. They don't think there's any proof that he did it in their eyes. They don't think there's any proof of a handprint around their neck. They don't think there's any proof of anything happening.
People will believe their own shit.
Yeah. And they think that he was dead before he hung himself, and that he was placed there. And they also think that the machine wouldn't kill him, but because he was that weight, and it was only like 50 something pounds, and they don't think that would have hanged him. They think that was set up to look like he killed himself. And he died another way. That's what they think.
And people are stupid.
But yeah, some people do think it was a setup. It was staged to look like a murder-suicide. And I'm not saying this case is, but some have done that, where, say, like the Matthews killed a few people. They've made it look like a murder-suicide. I've seen it on TV shows also. And then they make it look like the one guy did it, and it takes the heat off other people. So some people think that happened. And then there's the conspiracy of...
Bless them.
Huh?
Bless them.
And then some people think that Kevin Sullivan went down there and murdered them all. Yeah, and they think he did it. What is weird, though, it might just be coincidence. Apparently, the person who lives next door to him is related to Kevin Sullivan. So that might lead to something. No? Right, me and him will disagree on this. So we've talked about the different conspiracies, what's out there, right? What you've heard and what I've heard. And, right. This is going to be an interesting discussion. This might get tense, guys. Right, we'll do it. I think there's a few things that about this case what I think there could be more to. A couple of things. And I told you, one of them you could see my point a bit, and then the other no. But with the phone, you did a little bit, didn't you? A bit. Anyway, So, this is what I think, right? I think what is weird, I think her getting tied up with, what is it? It's like duct tape, ain't it? Or something what tie your hands behind your butt. I think duct tape. To me, that sounds like someone breaking in and kidnapping someone.
Not necessarily.
But that's what a kidnapper would do. They'd tie the person's behind their butt. So that, to me, does sound like a kidnapping. And then there's the conspiracy, what other people think of, why would he kidnap her? He could have just strangled her or killed her any other way. So they think that the kidnappers did tie her behind her back and her legs and killed her. And then there's also the thing where there was loads of alcohol drunk, but when they tested Benoit's body, he had no alcohol in it. Maybe he didn't drink that weekend, maybe it was just Nancy and... Maybe they did have friends over, because they did, from what I seen on the receipt, order a lot of food that weekend. But, yeah, I think that, to me, is a kidnapping tactic.
Not necessarily.
In the sense of tying someone up to keep them on board on what you want them to do. To me, that sounds like a kidnap kind of thing, what someone would do, in my opinion. So, yeah, it does sound like it. But then again, I see your point. Benoit could have tied her up to get control of her, to then kill her.
And that's what happened.
Yeah. But something
I never do. Listen.
something that she was kidnapped.
I know.
And then they killed her. And then they killed him at the end. Pretty much from what people think. Made them watch, tied him up, made him watch them kill the son and the mum. And then killed him and made it look like a murder by putting the towel around him to hang himself. That's the conspiracy out there, though. It's out there.
You know, people will believe their shit, though.
That's what's out there. Some people think that.
I know.
Loads of people think on YouTube. You've seen it.
I haven't seen it.
No, on YouTube you've seen like he's innocent or he's been framed. People think he's been framed.
I don't think I've seen it.
Yeah, on YouTube and X.
I don't watch it.
I've seen comments here and there. Lots of people say he's been framed.
Because I don't believe that shit.
He's been murdered. He was murdered also to make it look like a murder-suicide. I do think that when the police went in there, they thought straight away it was a murder-suicide. I do think that. Without looking into it, I think when they seen everything what it was, I think they did think murder-suicide straight away. And I think they did go with that. But I think that's a kidnapping tactic. But I see your point as well, that probably he did that to control the situation, but so would the kidnapper.
He wanted to handcuff her or whatever, so he has full power over her until she couldn't fight back. He took full liberties of an innocent woman and a child. Simple fact, he killed her, killed himself, killed the child. Simple fact.
Well, the child, he can't kill the child himself and then the child. Then the child still be alive. Yeah, I know what you mean. At
the end of the day, he killed 2 people and then hanged himself because he's the biggest coward in the world.
But there's something we will disagree on. The Texas, right? I don't think he sent them texts.
He probably did, but he still did the tragedy.
That?
What?
You do agree with me then?
I don't know.
You do agree with me then? You think someone else sent them texts?
He probably asked someone to do it. I don't know. But the main fact is, the texts don't matter. The tragedy does. Because the texts don't really make a difference. So.
The only way it would is if they were sent. If they were sent before. Oh no, because they were dead, weren't they, when they were sent?
That's what they claim.
Yeah. But I also heard that the
I don't think the texts matter
I also heard that they never found his phone. Now that's suspicious.
Not necessarily.
That is suspicious.
Not really.
Come on, if someone's killed their family and their phone goes missing,
He could have got rid of that. That's nothing.
what if someone's got rid of the phone so it don't come back onto them?
No.
I think that's suspicious. I think
you're looking into something that doesn't need to be looked into.
I think someone else sent them texts because I don't think he told Chava where he lives because he already knew where he lived. Only very few people knew where they lived. I think what happened there is the neighbour had a key to the house, from what I hear. I think she went in there, seen everyone dead, and she sent the texts on both phones to people on the mobiles. The dogs are outside, and to get attention to come to the flat. So that's why that text was sent, to get attention to the flat, to bring people to the house. So I don't think Benoit did send the texts. I think that was done by the neighbour, more than likely. And I think he was dead after the texts were sent. And I don't understand why he had to do it by two different phones. He would have just done it with one.
Well, some people do have more than one phone.
Yeah, but
That's not uncommon.
True. But that's all the conspiracies. Obviously, me and him disagree on the. Well, you kind of agreed with me on the phone. You said he might have not done the texts, but
Well, the other bit is everyone's just a load of crap.
So you do think the texts is weird then?
It's
A bit
odd,
weird, yeah.
but it still doesn't dispute. At the end of the day, no ifs, buts, or whats. 3 people lost their lives, and I heard a lot of people say 3 people lost their lives that day, but 1 person chose to do it all.
But some would say someone took them all out.
I know they do, but it's again they're trying to, in their own weird mind, think their favourite wrestler can do something like that, so they want to jump to any conclusion.
Some think it was staged though, don't they? Like I said about the mafia thing.
They want stuff.
They think the mafia, like, the mafia conspiracy.
And they'll never accept
Or
reality.
Kevin Sullivan did it. Or
That's the thing.
I think he did it, but I think I don't think he sent the texts. I think the neighbour did that. And I do think the police went along with it. I think they did go along with it straight away.
Along with it.
No, they seen it and they went with it. Like, there's an example, like, a girl got found, like, drowned, right, in some Manchester place. And she was never found in the river in the first few weeks. Then suddenly, as the searches went off, she was dumped on the other side, down the road, where the road would be. She was placed there, I think, or they would have found her in the river, you know what I mean?
Probably.
So things like that are definitely, she was placed there because the searchers are gone. Then you could go at night, dump the body near the river. But things like that, and there is other things, you know, where they make accidents look like murder look like an accident. Like, for example, in Tenerife, you heard of the Jay Slater case?
No.
So him and a few friends went abroad, and they made out that he fell from a cliff, but he never did. There was evidence of him in a beach. People seen him on the beach, and he got stabbed on the beach.
Who
But-
was this person?
He was from England,
Oh.
and they made it out to be like he fell, and he like ran out of battery, had no water, and he fell. But he didn't. They killed him and they placed his body there because people seen it on the beach. They seen like 2 people with hammers and attacking him, and there's also a video of them carrying a body through the beach. So things like, I'm not saying that was the Benoit case, but there is other cases where things are. They make it look like an accident, and it ain't. There was another case also in Benidorm where someone fell from a cliff, and it made it look like suicide and that. But it was suspicious because he had friends, he had family, and it looked like what did happen is some prostitute got him in trouble, and I know about this because they tried to do stuff with me, nicking my money and that.
Okay.
And then I think they had
They
one
did
of
that stuff, didn't
yeah. Well, they tried to nick money off me when I was going to get something to eat.
they? Oh, okay.
But and I think they got him killed by someone who they knew. So things like that, they can make it look like an accident. He falls off a cliff. The other one falls off a massive cliff when they're both killed. Things like that do happen. But with the Benoit thing, I think why you think he did it is because, like you said, if he was innocent and he didn't do it, you think that he would have died on the Friday, don't you?
Yeah, and another thing, if something else would have happened, it would have came out by now.
Yeah.
So the fact that nothing's changed, no one's, and they wouldn't have just waited a weekend just to kill one person. It would have all happened on one day. So the fact that it's
And then they
mixed
would
up
have
on
gone.
the weekend, Chris did it.
And if they did kill them all, and if they tried to make it look like a murder-suicide, they could have done it in that day and still hung him.
And it would have been on that day. They would have been stupid to make it for the whole weekend. They wouldn't have done that. That would not have made any sense at all. So, yeah. I think people need to stop with the conspiracies because it's not helping anything. Just accept it. Unfortunately, what happened is disgusting.